Okay, hello Saul, how are you today?
Hello, I'm fine. And you?
Well, I'm doing great today. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for waiting, Saul. We are going to start in a moment. Let me text our classmates on the WhatsApp group, and then we can start.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Okay, well, I already text our classmates. We can start with our class. Well, tell me, Saul, how was your day today?
Well, my day was really hard because I made different thing in all day. For example, I I had a lot of meetings. Meeting and well, I need to do my report. Uh, on, only that. Well,
It was a difficult day, but I am happy to have you here. So I hope you enjoy and practice today. Give me a second. Hello, let me.
Recording in progress.
Hello, Brian, how are you today?
Hi, teacher. I'm a little tired, but I'm here for the class.
Okay, I'm so happy that you are here. So thank you for coming, okay? Let's see, right now, Marcela is coming. Well, Marcela, Stephanie, Marcela, Abigail are coming. So right now, let's see. Hello, Marcela, how are you today? Hi, Marcela, Stephanie, how are you?
Hi. Good evening. I fine. And
Okay,
you?
pretty good. I'm doing great today. I'm happy to be here with you in this opportunity. So thank you for coming on time, Marcela, okay? So Brian and Marcela, thank you for being here in our class. Well, today we have an interesting topic, guys, and it's really important for us to pay attention and also, guys, to participate. Remember, classes are not mandatory. However, it is good for you to practice and to improve your speaking or your speaking skills in English coming to our class. So today, everybody, we are going to start with our following activity, okay? Today, we are going to talk about historical, well, the first activity that we have for today, everybody, it's to talk about historical places, okay? So I have some pictures about well, different places around the world that you can visit. They are considered touristic places, but they also have a specific story, or they have an important story in history, okay? So right now, let's see. Tell me, Saul, do you know any of these places? Saul?
hello. Sorry. Tell
Okay.
me.
Do you know any of these places from the pictures?
Yeah, I know the Eiffel Eiffel Tower,
Uh,
Machu Picchu, Coliseo. I don't know what you say, Coliseo.
oh, the Coliseum.
Coliseum. This is Israel. I don't know what I say. Maybe in Nazareth. I don't know what it say. Gran Muralla.
The Great
China.
Wall.
Great Wall, and maybe Tikal.
Tikal, okay, good. So you were very close with the last one, so you know all these places. And what about the history? Do you know something about these places in history?
Maybe Coliseum and the Great Walk.
Okay, and what is
Maybe
the history? What is the history of the Great Wall of China? What do you know
well,
about it?
I remember that maybe China with or another country, maybe the same China,
Okay.
was in war, and he did the Great Wall because he don't want to, but he want to avoid the the other country in 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 the city. For example, and the world had different place to can the people can lead or can lead to I don't know what it is say guardar guardia. Yeah,
Guardar.
but I know the many people or a lot of people died in the progress to make the great walk.
Okay, well, that's something really interesting, Saul. Thank you for sharing about this story. Sometimes, guys, it's kind of difficult to know about the story of the history of some places, even from our country. But Saul, you have a very clear idea of different of the story of the Great Wall of China. So that was something good. What about you, Marcela? Do you know the history of any of these places? Marcela, Stephanie?
Okay, I would like travel to the Eiffel Tower
Okay.
because it's a beautiful place and it also country of love. And for the reason, I would like to travel this place. Other
That's
place I would like to travel to Israel because the story is impressionant. I was born the most important man in the world for me.
okay, you are right, Marcela. I really like your opinion about well, this is in Israel. Yes, the name of that place, let me share it with you. The specific name is the Wailing Wall. In Spanish, El Muro de los Lamentos. So that's
Okay.
that's a very impressive place, as you mentioned. And also the Eiffel Tower, it's another great place to go or another great place to visit because it is considered as well, it is considered as the city, well, Paris is considered as the city of love.
Yes.
So that's why it's a good place to go. If you are in love, if you have your couple, your boyfriend or a husband or wife, so it's a good place to visit with that person. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Marcela, Stephanie. Those are great details about the Wailing Wall and also the Eiffel Tower. Now let's see, Brian. Okay. Brian, tell me, do you know about the history of any of these places?
No, I don't have no history of one of the place. Only I visit Maybe this picture is Chichen Itza in Mexico.
Yes, yes, that's correct. Did you visit the Chichen Itza?
It's in Tulum, in Mérida, Yucatan.
Okay, yes, that's true. Okay, and what do you know about that place? Any information?
No, it's a very so many people. It's the place very tourist. Only I can see the gringos is the place is very tourist.
Uh-huh.
I don't enjoy because only the people is too many people every day. I know
Okay.
I don't can a great picture because of the place because too many people on the photo.
Okay, I got it. Yes, this is kind of difficult, okay? When you meet touristic places. So in the pictures, as you can see, they look really beautiful. For example, imagine, I don't remember. Oh, Machu Picchu, and look at the picture of Chichen Itza. So they look beautiful because they don't have a lot of people, but at the moment of visiting the places, at least here in El Salvador, at the moment of visiting those places, so it's the pictures are not the same, okay? Or the scenario that we see is not the same as in the pictures, but that's a good experience that you have. Brian, I have a question. Do you remember what civilization lived in Chichen Itza in the past?
It's a Azteca.
Okay.
No, it's Azteca. It's a mixture Azteca with the Maya.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so Aztecans and Mayans were the ones who lived that place. So thank you, Brian, for sharing about it. Well, you visited, but it was not the best experience. Okay, but thank you for sharing. What about Marcela Abigail? Okay, Marcela, hello. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. Thank you
Okay,
for asking.
you're welcome. Well, today we are talking about historical places. Do you know about the history of any of these places?
No, I don't.
You don't. And do you want to visit any of these places in the future?
Never either.
No, but in the future, do you want
In
to
the future.
visit? Yes.
Yes, I would like to visit Machu Picchu. I consider it's a place very interesting, and it looks very nice. That's it.
Yes, it's a very nice place, okay, in which Incas lived, okay? Remember that in this place, the Inca civilizations lived, okay? Thank you for sharing about it, Marcela. That's a good place to visit. And, well, my last volunteer in this opportunity will be Juan. Okay, Juan, hello, how are you today? Hello, Juan. Okay, maybe he's having some troubles. So we will continue with the next activity. Guys, well, as you can see, we are talking about different places and they have a lot of information about their history. They were built or people built these places in the past and they had a specific meaning for them. If we see Machu Picchu and Chichen Itza, they were very important places for different civilizations. Also, the Great Wall of China was a nice place, and also it has a great history. The same situation happened with the Eiffel Tower and the Colosseum. All of those places, guys, have something in common. They are part of history, okay? They have a specific meaning or a special meaning for their countries or for some civilizations. And if we look for some information on the internet, you will find that the information is, well, all the information that on different websites is described, we can find that some information that it's on those, some information that is on some websites is in passive voice. Today, everybody, we are going to learn what is the passive voice. And we will have a short practice about passive voice in simple present and also in simple past. So everybody, let's start with our, well, let's get into our business. Right now, please pay attention to Brian. Okay, Brian, help me reading the information about the passive voice. Oh, Brian, read. Its use.
What?
Read this information, please. Okay, before Brian read, guys, please try to keep your microphone off because, well, to avoid interruptions. Traten de mantener su micrófono apagado, guys, para evitar interrupciones, ¿ok? O interferencias con mi voz o la de algún compañero que participe, ¿ok? Help me out with your microphones. And Brian, please read this information, ¿ok? Read this information. Go ahead. Activate your microphone, Brian.
Sorry. Okay, passive voice. It's used when the focus is on the action. It is not important or not you know. However, who or what is doing the action. Active voice, the dog eats meat. Passive voice, meat is eaten by the dog.
Okay, very good job. As you can see today, we have two examples. One example is in active voice, and the other example is in passive voice. The active voice, everybody, is the common way that we speak, or the common sentences that we use. Please right now pay attention to Sonia, okay? Sonia, please read the two examples, active and passive.
The dogs eats meat. Active voice. Meat is eaten by the dog. Passive voice.
Excellent. Okay. As I mentioned, everybody, the active voice is the common way we speak or the common way we write sentences. The dog eats meat. That's the common way that everybody knows. The dog eats meat. But in this case, everybody, when we use the passive voice, the focus or the attention of the sentence is not on the person, animal, or object that does the action. The focus of the sentence is on the action, okay? Not the person or the thing who does the action, but it's only on the action. For example, pay attention to it. Meat is eaten by the dog. In some cases, everybody, we can omit using the doer of the action. The doer, guys, the person or the animal who does the action. So in some cases, in passive voice, we can omit who is the doer of the action, because the only thing that is important is the action. What's the focus of the sentence is the action. The action that something that the object received, okay? The meat is the object. Eaten is the action. So the important thing, guys, is the action, or sorry, the object that received the action, okay? Let's pay attention to our next examples, guys, to learn a little bit more about passive voice, okay? Right now, we will learn the use of passive voice, in this case, everybody, in simple present. Pay attention to the structures, okay? Please, in this moment, I want to listen to Maria. Okay, Maria, read the two structures, active and passive voice.
Okay, active voice. The dog eats meat. Subject plus verb plus complement. Passive voice. Meat is eaten by the dog. Subject plus verb to be plus past participle by plus adjunct.
Nice. In this part, everybody, remember, the agent is going to be the doer of the action, okay? The doer. So pay attention to it. As I mentioned, this is simple present. That's why we use this structure. Subject plus verb plus complement. The passive voice structure, guys, is almost the same. It's similar in some tenses, but it's similar in most of the tenses, guys, and in some tenses is the same. For example, in simple present, guys, we have to use the subject, which is the dog, the verb, eats, and the complement, meat. Then everybody, in passive voice, we have to change the position of the subject and the complement or the object, complement or object. So we change the positions, everybody, and then the object becomes the subject, and the subject in active voice becomes the agent. And as I mentioned, guys, in some cases, the agent is not important, okay? In this case, in passive voice, the most important part of the sentence is the object that receives an action, which in this case, the action is eaten, okay? We will check, everybody, some other examples about it. Please pay attention to the use of passive voice in simple present. Okay, Juan, help me reading this information.
Sorry, but I'm cooking now. But I start to cooking. Meanwhile, I am starting with that.
Oh, okay, I got
you
it.
guys, sorry. Okay, the letter in Y, right?
Yes.
Okay. The present simple passive tense is used to talk about regular or habitual action when the subject is not important or unknown. Example, subject plus verb is or be plus participle plus by plus agent. Example, the book is studied by many people.
Thank you, Juan, for your help. That was really nice. Everybody, as you can see, simple present is used for habitual actions or regular actions. In this case, the subject is not important, okay? Or in some cases, guys, the subject is not important. In simple present, guys, in active voice, the sentence should be active voice. Active voice. The sentence should be, many people study the book. Or many people read the book. Okay, many people study the book. As you can see, give me a second, I will change the color. So as you can see in this example, we have the subject, then the verb, study, and then we have the complement or the object. Then, guys, in the following sentence that we have over here, we follow this structure. First of all, we use a subject, but remember, we change the positions of the subject and the complement. We change positions, so the book, which is the complement, comes at the beginning of the sentence. Then we use the correct form of the verb to be in present, okay? This is something important, guys, that we have to use the verb, because it's simple present, we have to use the verb to be in present, okay? Verb to be in present. So then, everybody, since we have the verb to be in present, we can use the verb in past participle. What are the verbs in past participle, guys? Maybe you remember that in the list of verbs, of irregular verbs, we have 3 columns. We have base form, then we have past, and then we have past participle. The third column that we have on your list is the one that we have to remember, the past participle verbs, because we will use them in passive voice. After that, as I mentioned, guys, we have to use by and the agent, the doer of the action. In some cases, it's not important, so we can omit using, in some cases, we can omit using this part. Let me erase it. The book is studied, and that's it. And that's a sentence. It's possible. In some other cases, we can mention the doer of the action or the agent, but it's not that important. At least in passive voice, it's not important. Do you understand the sentence like this? Sonia, do you understand the sentence like this? Or do you think it's important to mention the agent? Or is that clear? The book is studied, Sonia. Is that clear or not?
Not.
No, not clear?
No.
Okay. Well, it should be clear, guys, because in this case, many people is not important in the sentence. So we can only say the book is studied, okay? That's the important thing that we need, at least in these passive voice sentences. But we can mention the agent, okay? It's possible, but it's not necessary. At least in passive voice, guys, we don't need to mention, it's not important to mention the agent or the doer of the action, okay? But we will continue right now, guys, with some other examples. Right now, please pay attention to it, okay? Let me see, okay. In this moment, help me out with this part, Edith, okay? Edith, please read the example and the information.
The robbery is investigated. The speaker doesn't mention the agent because the verb obviously refers to the police.
Okay, thank you. As you can see in this example, the robbery is investigated. We have the agent, we have the doer of the action by the police. But I have a question for you. Who investigates people who goes to jail? The police, okay? That's why we don't mention who is the doer or who is the agent, because as the information says, okay, give me a second. As the information says, the verb obviously refers to the police. So we don't need to explain, or we don't need to express who investigates, because I consider that it's something that everybody knows, okay? So in that case, we don't have to mention who does the action because it's something obvious, okay? That's why, everybody, I mentioned the sentence can be clear without the agent. So by the police, by the dog, by many people, in some cases it's not, in most of the cases it's not necessary, okay? Because it's not important, okay? But if you want, you can mention that. But again, guys, I will say it again, it's not important, okay? If you put it, good. If you don't write it, good. There is no problem, guys, okay? Right now, we have to move to simple past. Remember that we were using a passive voice in simple present. That's why we use the verb to be in present, am, is, or are. Now, please pay attention to, okay, Marcela Stephanie, read this information about passive voice for simple past.
Okay. The past simple passive tense is used when referring to a single complete action in the past, focusing on the effect rather than the cause. Subject plus was were plus past participle plus by plus agent. For example, the buildings were destroyed by the fire.
Thank you. Okay. As you can see in this information, everybody, when referring, the past simple passive tense is using when referring to a single, to one completed action in the past. Remember, guys, in this single completed action in the past or a finished action in the past, the focus is on the effect of the action. The sentence, guys, in simple past could be, in simple past active voice, could be, the fire destroyed the building. The fire destroyed the building. That will be the sentence in active voice, simple past active voice. But in this opportunity, guys, remember that we need to focus mostly in the effect rather than the cause. So the buildings, what was the effect or what happened because of the fire? The buildings were destroyed. So as you can see, everybody, it's more important the result of something than the cause of that same thing. Okay? If we focus on the cause, what caused the fire, if we want to mention what caused the fire, in that case, everybody, so we are going to use simple passive active voice if we focus on the cause. But since we are using passive voice, it's, in this case, it's more important to focus on the effect, the result of something, okay, than in the cause. So the buildings were destroyed by the fire. Same thing, guys, as I mentioned, we have to change the position of the complement and the subject in passive voice. And then we use the verb to be in past, okay? Let's move, everybody, to our next part. Just before we move, guys, do you have any question about it? About passive voice?
No, teacher.
Okay, don't worry, guys. We are going to practice in a moment so you can, if you have any question, so you can let me know. Guys, let's see the next example. As I mentioned, guys, when we talk about historical places, if you look for some information about those places, we find that some information is written in passive voice, okay? Pay attention to this example. Please help me out with this example. Saul, read this sentence.
The Coliseum was built between 72 AD and 80 AD.
Nice. Okay. This is real information, guys, so you can go and look for it on Wikipedia. So, guys, as you can see, this information about the Coliseum is written in passive voice. Of course, we are using simple past, but it is in passive voice, because if we use the active voice, we could say, well, we don't have, there is no way to write it. Okay, so we can write it between 72 AD and 80 AD. The Coliseum was built. Sorry. People built the Coliseum. As you can see in the sentence, guys, the Coliseum was built between 72 AD and 80 AD. We don't have who is the agent. There is no agent in these examples, guys. But if we change it, we can identify who did it in active voice. In active voice, we identify who did the action. But in passive voice, that's not important, okay? So try to remember that information, guys, that in passive voice, the agent is not that important, okay? We will continue right now, guys. Just before we finish with this topic, let me show you this information about present and past simple in passive voice. Look at this. Some important things that we have to respect are, first of all, the use of the verb to be in present or past. If we use everybody, if we are using simple present, if the sentence is in simple present, we have to use the verb to be in present. If we are using passive voice in simple past, we have to use the verb to be in past. And then the second thing that is important, so passive form. And the second thing that is important at the moment of creating sentences in passive voice is to use the past participle verbs. Remember, the past participle verbs are, in regular, all the ed verbs, all the verbs that finish in letters ed, okay? And also the irregular verbs are the third column, as I mentioned. Pay attention to these examples. In active, we say they take the photos, but in passive, the photos are taken. Then in simple past, they took the photos. And in passive, also in simple past, the photos were taken. Please, guys, pay attention to the correct sentence in, pay attention to the sentence in active voice, if it is simple present or simple past. And then we can change it to passive, okay? That's the most important thing that I have to share with you today. So guys, in this moment, we are going to complete the following practice. Give me a second. Okay. What happened? Okay, everybody, let's move to the following practice. Remember that in passive voice, we only change the position of the subject and the complement. We change the positions in passive voice, and then in the middle, we have to use verb to be and the verb in past participle. So everybody, let's pay attention to our following activity. We have to write passive sentences in simple present, okay? Not in past, in simple present. For example, I will help you with the first sentence. We have the documents and print. In this case, everybody, we don't have the doer, we don't have the agent of the sentence, so we can write easily The documents are printed. And that's it, everybody. We use the object, verb to be, and then we use the verb in past participle. Okay, now guys, it's your moment to participate. Let's, give me a second. Okay, what happened? Give me a second, guys, my mistake. Okay, right now, everybody, we can move to our next practice. So please, guys, pay attention to, okay, Sonia is going to help me with example 2. Tell me, Sonia, what could be the correct sentence in a passive voice? Remember, simple present. The window and open.
Teacher, it could be the window is open.
The window is open. Yes, of course, that sentence is correct. So that's for you, Sonia. That was very fast. Thank you for it. Let's move to Edith. Okay, Edith, what could be example number 3?
The shoes are white.
The shoes are
By
by. Okay, that's a nice
or
F.
both.
Ah, very good. What do you think? Is by or both? Remember that we use the verbs in past participle.
Are both.
But very good. Okay, so the shoes are bought. Nice job. Thank you, Edith. Let's move to Saul. Okay, Saul, what do you think is sentence number 4?
The car is washed.
Ah, very good. The car is washed. So nice job. Okay, claps for you. Okay, that's for you. Nice. Thank you. Let's move right now to example number 5. Okay, help me with this example, Brian. What is example 5?
The leader is throw away.
Give me a second. Throw away like this.
Wait. Let's throw it.
Throw it.
I don't know what.
You don't know. Okay. Let's see. Guys, is throw it correct? Or what is the correct form in past participle?
Thrown.
Thrown. How do you spell it?
Okay.
T-H-R-O-W-N.
Excellent. Okay. T-H-R-O-W-N. Thrown.
What do you mean the word?
What word?
The throw.
Thrown. Oh, thrown away is well, actually throw is this. Okay. Throw.
Okay.
Throw. So throw away is to take something out.
Okay.
You're welcome. Now let's see. The next example is going to be for Marcela Abigail. Okay. Marcela, can you help me with this example?
The letter is sent.
Good. Good pronunciation. Okay. The letter is sent. Okay. Very good. In this part, guys, it could be, well, it seems to be difficult, but it's not, guys. Remember, we only have to use the verb to be together with not. Okay. Right now, please help me, Maria. What could be example 7?
Okay, teacher. The book isn't read.
The books. The books. Oh, the book, I'm sorry, is not, I don't know if it is possible to write contractions or not. That's why I wrote is not read. So good job. Thank you. That's something interesting about read, everybody. You write read in the same form in present, past, and past participle. The only difference is the pronunciation in past, but that's another thing. Okay, very good. Thank you, Maria. Let's move to example 8. Tell me, please, Juan, if it is possible, what is example 8?
The songs are not sang.
Okay, the songs are not sang. Oops, I'm sorry, sung. So pretty good. And Marcela, Stephanie, you are my last volunteer in this opportunity. So what is example 9?
Okay. The food is not eating.
It's not?
Eating.
And how do you spell that?
E I no. E
E, very good.
E I no A T E in.
E-N. Oh,
Yes.
Eden. Eden.
Eaten. Yes, the food is not eaten.
Okay, very good. The food is not eaten. Good job. Great example. Well, guys, we have the last one, and I want to listen again to Sonia. Okay, Sonia, help me right now with example 10. What is the right sentence?
The shop is not closed.
Is not closed. Okay, good. Let me check. Okay, everybody, let's check together right now what are the answers, if all of them are, if all of the sentences are correct or not. Let's see. Yes, guys, great. All answers are correct. So we did an amazing job. Everybody, let's continue working like that. As you can see, well, it was a kind of easy topic for us. It was very clear and we understood very well. Right now, everybody, let's see. Let me move to the next activity. Oh, give me a second. Okay, we will move to the next activity, guys. And it's just, give me a second. What is that? Okay. Okay, right now, just to finish, guys, let's see, okay, if we identify easily what's the correct form, if it is active or passive. Please pay attention to our next part. Okay, we have to write a letter A or a letter B, depending if it is active or if it is passive. So right now, please, you will read the sentence and you have to identify if it is active or passive. Please right now help me with this example, Saul. Number 1, read the sentence and then tell me active or passive.
Is active.
Oh, read the sentence.
Guernica was painted by Picasso.
So is it passive or active?
Passive. Passive.
Passive, okay.
I'm a little confused because maybe in passive there are actor. In this case, there are.
In some cases, we can use it, okay? In some cases, it's possible to use it. But remember, one very important detail that we have to pay attention is the use of verb to be, okay? If we use the verb to be, so it means that the sentence is not inactive, at least when we are talking about simple present and simple past. Because remember that in simple present and simple past, the only verb that we use, if we have one verb, the main verb of the sentence should be an action or the verb to be, but only one verb, not two. If we have verb to be and another verb, well, in that case, if it is simple present or simple past, is impassive. Okay, very good, Saul. Thank you for your practice. Now, Marcela Stephanie, help me with example number 2.
The doctor talked to him.
So what's the correct form, active or passive?
Active.
Active, okay, thank you. Well done. Let's see, Brian, number 3. Help me with the next example.
Okay. The fire was put out. Is active.
Active? Okay. So we will check in a moment. Let's continue with Maria. Maria, help me with the next example.
Okay, teacher. My parents gave me a present.
Active or passive?
I'm not sure, but passive.
Passive, okay. Let's see, number 5. Well, I guess it's number 5, yes. Okay, help me out with this one, Juan. Number 5, about English.
That is passive.
Okay, passive. So English is spoken here. Thank you. Sonia, what
English is spoken here.
Nice, okay, thank you. And of course is passive. Now, Sonia, help me out with the next one about the dog.
Is
Oh, repeat again, Sonia.
all the or sol or
Yes, the
is
complete
active.
sentence.
At the complete sentence, the dog has been taken to the bed.
So is it
Active.
active? Okay. Next one. Okay, help me out, Marcela Stephanie. What is the next sentence? Active or passive? Read the sentence and tell me.
Okay. Somebody has stolen my bag. Passive.
Passive. Okay, guys, I will stop here because I can see that we are a little bit confused between active and passive. Remember, guys, that active sentences is the common form that we create sentences. For example, I take a shower. I did my homework. So we don't use the verb to be in active sentences, okay? Not verb to be, we only use one main verb. Okay, but in passive voice, we have to use the verb to be and another verb. Okay, so try to pay attention to those details, everybody, to identify if it is active or passive. Okay, let's pay attention to the next example. The car has been repaired. What do you think? Is it active or passive?
Passive.
Active.
Okay, why is it passive, Brian?
Which one?
The car has been repaired.
Because I explained that
This is passive, teacher.
and later is at the verb.
Okay, very good. So as you can see, it is passive. We have the verb to be, and then we have repaired, which is the second verb, okay? So passive. Next sentence, guys. Some people were laughing. Some people were laughing. Is it active or passive?
Active.
It's active. Yes, guys, it's active. In this case, as you can see, the verb is in ing form, not in a present parts, in past participle, I'm sorry. It's not in past participle. It's in ing form or as a gerund. Let's move to next one. Olive oil is made from olives. Active or
It's
passive?
Passive.
Passive.
Yes.
The work will be finished by 2. Active or passive?
Passive. Passive.
Passive, okay. And the last one, everybody, a comet was seen for a long time. Active or passive? Okay, it is passive. Okay, let's check together, everybody, all the answers. As you can see, the correct answers are only 66. Okay, 66%. Okay, the answers that are incorrect, guys, we can change them. The fire was put out. It's not active, it's passive because we have verb to be and then we have another verb because and it is in simple past. The next sentence, it's the same case, everybody. This is simple past and no verb to be, so it's active. The dog has been taken to the bed. Well, these two sentences are in a present perfect. That's why it was kind of difficult. However, we have verb to be and a past participle verb. In the second example, we have only the auxiliary has and the verb in past participle. So try to pay attention to those details, everybody. It will help you to complete the exercises on the platform. That's why, everybody, we are going to move to our homework for today. Everybody, let's check what is our homework. Remember that today, everybody, we are going to start a unit 3. So everybody, let's pay attention to our activities. Yes, guys, we have a lot of activities to work on, but it will help us, guys, to reach the 50% at the end of this week. So everybody, we will start in the activity 3.0. So we are going to start unit 3 with this activity. And we have to complete all these activities until activity 3.2.4, which is a reading. So guys, try to complete these activities, try to work on a passive voice, and I hope to see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night. Thank you for coming today. Bye-bye.
Hey, have a good night. Thanks for class.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Okay, see you tomorrow, everybody. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.